Cedar side on. Shifty work into the box. And across. It's in. Oh, it's Loho. It's a dream return.
Welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City preview pod. I'm your host, Angela Morales, with my sticker hoarding co-host, Mario Salazar. I just found out our new stickers came in, and he's currently hoarding all of them. But I should have some by the time this thing goes to air.
Here's a batch. Here's another batch.
Oh no!
But guess what? I have a sticker book. I have one of those replaceable sticker books.
He has all of our merch right now. It's crazy. So today we are back on our supporter group grind, and we are going to be talking to and getting to know another one of our supporters groups who makes up the heart and soul of La Fortaleza in the north end of the stadium. Today, our special guest is Rui Barrio from the supporter group Mosaic 1781.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, we're low budget sound effects. Do what you want. If you need some air horn, like something.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and please introduce yourself.
No, thank you for having me. So, like you guys introduced me, I'm Ruby. I am one of the supporters from Mosaic 1781, taking care of business with Angel City. And I'm really excited to talk about us today, or everybody for Angel City. Anytime somebody says Angel City, I was like, include me.
Yes.
Where? Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Anytime Angel City is mentioned, like my ears become little satellites, and I'm like, hello, yes, what?
Like,
hello,
you know, like,
please. How can I be
like
in this conversation?
What's his name? Doug from that movie Up, when he's a squirrel, right? That's
Yeah.
me. And anything with Angel City, I'm like, squirrel. Yeah, that's me.
Yep. Any stickers, any shirts, like anything. I'm like, do I know you?
Oh yeah.
Are you my
100.
friend?
100%. That's me too.
Sometimes it's also become like that shade of pink. It's like when you see that, like,
Yes.
that Sol Rosa shade of pink, you're just like, wait, is that an Angel City thing?
Are you who I think you are, or no?
Yeah. I'm laughing because I'm colorblind.
Oh,
Somewhat.
wow.
Wait, a few shades. But there's some stuff that I have to distinguish because of like logos or stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I didn't even know that our letters to like the original jersey,
Yeah.
I didn't know they were like light pink. They always look white to me. So until
Well,
somebody
okay. In all fairness, it's like the lightest shade of pink ever.
I could have honestly gone all my life not knowing that until somebody just happened to mention it. Yeah.
So to you, the logo was like black and white. Is
Yeah, it was
that
just
pink,
white.
That pink is just so
Absolutely.
light.
Absolutely. I was just like, hey, okay,
That's-
we have pink in our kit.
That's really interesting because I've always heard that colorblindness is predominantly a male like thing, but it affects both. You know,
It happens. Yeah.
It happens. Oh, that's cool. Is it really just reds? I know there's names to it, right? Is it to the different types of colorblindness?
Yeah, there's a specific one, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but I have issues with gray, pink, white. So anything
Oh,
that's
just
like
our team colors?
yes, anything. So things that are like mixed, like, I can't distinguish them. But I am a key to like those wings, that specific Angel City.
Yeah,
the
stuff like
shapes,
that.
the
Yeah,
get
so
that.
not the coloring. So I have to like get close to it and go, hey. Yeah.
Like a magnifying glass. You get
Uh-huh.
squint and tilt
me.
it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, go. Yes, it is an Angel City person. Good.
Just carry around a swatch that you know is supposed to be pink and be like,
Yes,
I think this
hold
looks
it up.
right.
Oh God, no, not gonna do that. But yeah, anyway, that's my dilemma. But yes, Angel City.
That's great, though. So one of our first questions that we just want to find out and get to know about everybody that's coming on is, how did you come to the sport? How did you come to soccer in general? Not ACFC, because that's coming later, but like, how did you get to the sport? Or are you just a recent fan? How'd you come?
Yeah, no. So mine goes back to my childhood. My uncle and a lot of family members or uncles were into soccer. So it was always all the male teams, right? So the national teams, things like that. So it was mainly just watching soccer with family or friends, things like their friends, right? The adults. It's like what we did at the carne asadas,
Yeah.
what we
Yep.
did when we went over on Sundays or Saturdays, just watching them play. But as I got older, I got into soccer around middle school age, and I'm gonna date myself somewhere in 2000. In middle school, I started getting into just soccer, like playing just sport wise. So I remember I asked my mom to sign me up, and I ended up playing like AYSO. And then in the ASO league, they used to give us free tickets to what was then the Home Depot Center with the
Oh,
Galaxy.
the Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, so then when my mom couldn't take me, it would be my uncle. So my uncle kind of became like that soccer hub for me. So he would take me to my games, pick me up, take me to the Galaxy games.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
that's how soccer happened for me. On the male side, at least, you know what I mean?
I
But
mean,
yeah,
especially based on you, quote unquote, dating yourself or aging yourself. We all experience life in the same time frame. So it was very much men's soccer and men's soccer's only.
Yeah,
No,
so
what'd
it
you
was
say?
just I was like, no, we dated ourselves. Yeah, and then back then it would be the only reason why I would see some of the women's. It was the national team, right? But
Yeah.
nothing else. Eventually we got the Soul, but at that point it was just a lot of just like the women's national team, which was advertised like in the game, but not necessarily like on TV and stuff. And that's how I would get those brief moments. But for the most part, it was the Galaxy at the Home Depot. What was then the Home Depot Center?
Yeah, the East West Bank Center, the Home Depot Center, the StubHub Center. I
As
don't know what it's
Dignity
called
Health.
now. Yeah,
Dignity
Dignity Health,
Health,
that's what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's still either Home Depot or StubHub in my head.
Oh,
That's just what it is.
I do find
Like
myself
Staples
every now.
Center.
I do find myself every now and then calling it the Home Depot Center just because it's like the thing that's stuck in my.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have that big old sign outside. This big old Home Depot logo.
Not anymore. Not
Fair.
anymore, but
Yeah.
it was there. It was massive. But yeah, that's basically how soccer kind of started being like a main focus. By me playing it and then getting those free tickets to go see
Yeah.
it. Or else we probably wouldn't have gone because we probably couldn't afford it at that point. For the most part.
A lot of my
Yeah.
early pro games and stuff like that were
Mhm.
gifted tickets like from my mom's bosses or things like that. It was when the Galaxy was playing at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, you were, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so we
fun.
would, but besides that, we probably wouldn't have gone because it would have been too expensive for us. But yeah, like they would gift us tickets to go to the Rose Bowl, and that's when we got to go. And then when they moved to the Home Depot Center, that was just a little too far because growing up in the San Gabriel Valley, it was just like, geez, that's driving.
That's
too
far.
Yeah, for us, I've always lived around like the West Adams area, like kind of Expo Park. Like
Oh,
we've
nice.
never really moved from there. So like even now I'm very close to BMO or BMO, sorry. But yeah, back then it was mainly that. If we were gifted that, hey, cool, we would go. And I remember my uncle would probably buy us like hot dogs and stuff like after. And we would call it a day, but it was so much fun, like just to go hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
it's always the experience.
Yeah. And
Jinx.
all the people and stuff. Yeah, so going back like now, and I laugh because now if I tie Angel City into it, we lost my uncle 3 years ago to COVID when Angel City was like coming about. So it kills me every time that I can't share that with him. It makes me really sad actually. Because I was like, if it wasn't for him, like him actually taking me to go do this stuff, I
Yeah.
probably would have never got to be this like involved with soccer and stuff, like in life in general.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I wonder if he's like up there. I was like, I hope you're watching them. You
Oh,
better be
he
watching the women.
100%. He's
You
probably
know?
sitting up over Lisa, like where the banner's
Yeah.
hanging.
Yeah.
They'll overhang, just like chilling, kicking his leg.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
she's
I
there.
always thought I was like that home opener would have been killer with him there. I could just imagine. And then he would always talk so much shit like about every player. So I go, I wonder how what would he like constructively? I was like, I hope he has something
Constructively.
like constructive to say, but I could just imagine it. So like for me, I was just like, oh man, I would kill to have those memories of Angel City and him, but it's okay. But yeah, that's how soccer was because of him and the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And those free tickets.
Yeah. It sounds like he would have definitely appreciated you bringing him to the games the way he brought you. So
I hope so.
that kind of leads into, and it could be something along those lines, but what's your favorite soccer or women's soccer memory pre-ACFC? You know, what's
pre-ACFC?
It could be your own personal one too. Like we're going wide range, personal.
Yeah, your
soccer
own.
memory.
Like, do you remember a specific goal or one specific game, or just anything?
Oh, that's a good one. What do you think? Like specific, like professional? I'm trying to think here. Personal one. I gotta say, one of the best, I guess, professional memories is the 99ers. I know it's probably
Yeah. It does,
It's a
honestly,
good
it
one.
doesn't matter how
Oh my
cliche it's
goodness.
become to
I
say the
just like,
99ers.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
So the
different.
99ers, for sure, like movie wise, I think personal was probably just AYSO was what opened that kind of door for me to go like different places. So we had one team. We're Region 1031, by the way. So we played right here at Kenneth Hahn. I don't know if you guys know where
Oh,
that
nice.
is.
Yeah, I'm
So they
from
have the
Inglewood.
fields.
So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
they have the fields and the baseball thing right there. And I remember we were just such a small group. We were a small ass group. We couldn't even have subs because that's how we were
Ooh.
just tiny. And then we would play the powerhouses, which are what? Culver City, like
Mhm.
across
The
and then you
beach
think of all
cities, Culver City.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Redondo Beach and like all these big
Mhm.
ones. And I remember the last year I played, we made like the national, like the city. We traveled all the way to Sacramento, all stuck
Oh,
like 10 of us in a
wow.
van, like two parents maybe and our coach. And we
Times were
lost. We
different.
didn't win it. We didn't win it all. But I remember going and I remember like my aunt and my mom helping us like sew our like AYSO little brands into like our shirts because we didn't have those.
Yeah.
And a memory that sticks with me a lot is it's funny. They told us like there were specific instructions, like it had to be on the upper like left corner of your shorts or something like that, and we put them on the opposite. And then we had these really ugly looking like referee jerseys. I still have it. I kept it. It's somewhere here in my house, but we had these really bad jerseys. But we made it so far with such a small group, and I remember like
That's
our parents being
amazing.
there. And then we traveled pretty far, but that was the first experience I had of traveling so far out.
Mhm.
And then going across like with these teams that were super considered very like powerhouses, and we made the finals. We lost in penalties, but I
Heartbreaker.
think that was like one of my favorite ones. It was raining like in the final. It was like this whole. Now that I go back and think about it, it feels like a story.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds like
you
a
know?
movie, but it's real life.
Yeah, so we went to penalties. It was raining, like we were duking it out, and we went into overtime. It was just insane, and then we ended up losing. But it's okay. It was like one of the best, like grown up kind of memories I had from at least that league and with that team. So
Are you
I'll
still
go with
friends
that
with
for sure.
anybody who was on the team with you? Or did any of you keep in touch?
Yeah, two of them. She has kids of her own playing soccer now. One of them has, and then the other one is coaching. Yeah,
Oh,
the other one is coaching.
wow.
And it's funny because both of them were really good players, like amazing players. And then now they're kids, so they're passing it on to life. And the other one coaches youth soccer here in the area too. She's been pretty amazing. She's so dedicated too. And with like just her girls, the way she talks about them and to them, like even on Instagram, I'm like, God, I wish I would have had a coach like you, like a female coach growing up. Mostly was
Yeah.
males, but not a bad thing. It's not bad, but it's definitely a different approach. Yeah, we're still out there, still involved with the game one way or another.
I love that. That's amazing.
That's awesome. It's just every generation making it better for the next one.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and the fact that everything is just so much better. And then we have the team now. There's like a real goal for a tangible goal for the girls that are playing.
It's visible now.
It's visible. Yeah.
Yes. My God. Yes.
Yeah. For me, it was more the girl teams that were playing or practicing next to us, scrimmaging with us and just kicking our asses. There's a certain point where, you know how like girls sprout quicker than boys and the boys usually jump up afterwards?
Yeah, you guys take a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was that point where the girls sprouted before us, so they were all like bigger. We
just getting run over.
I remember we got bodied. Yeah. And we were the same age, but we were getting run over. Yeah.
As a tall girl who stayed tall, sucker. Like
sucker.
Yeah, I think I've said it on the podcast before, but when I was 9, I was already 5'2", and I was like adult sized as a child, just so tall. And then I stopped growing. I want to say like my sophomore or junior year of high school, and then randomly in college I grew an inch, and I was like, for what? Like, why? All my pants all of a sudden were too short. And I was like, this is so dumb. And why is this happening to me? But now I'm almost 6 feet tall and I love my height. It's a gift.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Sometimes I can reach things and that's it.
I wish my 5'5" self would be glad to have an extra 5 inches, 6, whatever it is.
If you're at a game and you ever need anything and you see me, be like, "Ayo, Angela," and I'll be like, "I got you," and like my pterodactyl arms.
Can you come hang this banner for us?
Yeah, you see me at a tailgate. If you need help with the pop-up canopy, let me know.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Speaking of tailgates, so Mosaic 1781. How do you guys form? What's the vibe? What do you like? What's your thing? Tell us everything.
How did we form? So I am not I am not an original founder, but if I recall correctly, please don't kill me, guys, gals. There was 18 women that came together that were already soccer supporters, and they came together and they knew that the team was coming. So they were all like, hey, it would be nice to come support this new Los Angeles team. So they had no idea what was coming. There was no name.
Wow.
There were no colors. It was just like, this is happening. What are we going to do? So those 18 women luckily got together and they started planning things out. I believe the original chat that I remember was Instagram. So it was just a group of like a bunch of people that had been added to that group and these founders. And funny story, I laugh at this all the time. So one of my friends, I was a Galaxy fan. I would go with my uncle, right? After a little bit, as we grew older and the Galaxy kept doing Galaxy things, we were like split and we would go less often, right? But I made a friend. She has nephews that were like massive Galaxy fans, right? So we met in Vegas one night. It was like a party. They were getting drunk. They were doing all this stuff, right? It was a birthday celebration. It was a big one. And I remember they were like, "Hey, Ruby, like we go to the Galaxy," and I was like, "Oh, hey, like I used to love doing that." And I told them everything that I used to do, how we used to go, whatever. Long story short, one of them goes, "You should become a season ticket member, right?" So I was like, "I guess, yeah, that would be cool. Let's talk about it, whatever, right?" I get a text like a month later after that night, and he's like, "Hey, like your payment is due," and I was like, "My payment for what?" And then he goes, "Your season tickets," and I was like, "What do you mean?" So that's how I became a season ticket holder, right? But I became a season ticket holder, and then I started going back to the Galaxy game like week in, week out, whatever, right? I got to meet these guys. One of them, his name is John. He got married to his wife. His wife Itzel was the one that somehow got into that group chat, and she goes with us. She tolerates us at the soccer game, but she was never like the biggest fan. But she told them, she's like, "Hey, like I have a friend that would probably love to be part of this," and she added me to that group, right?
That's
So
awesome.
once Mosaic kept growing, eventually we had our launch and we moved into Slack, like the official member kind of stuff. So we moved off of Instagram. I stayed a part of that, and funny enough, she did it. But I moved on with Mosaic, and here we are now. Tailgate wise, we try and theme it out with what the team is doing, right? So most of the time, it's whatever month it is. That's the kind of theme for the tailgate we go to. We do potluck sometimes. For the home opener, we actually had pupusas. So we had my aunt come out to grill it out. She duked it out. And she provided
I was
delicious pupusas. Yep.
I literally had my mom like we were planning out pupusas to do at a tailgate, and then I did see Mosaic doing it, and I was like, it's okay, don't worry about it.
We got it covered.
Someone's got it covered. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. So we try and theme it out, right? Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's just, there's a lot of us coming together. There's a lot of things going on the weekend. But most of the time we're pretty coordinated. So it's a lot of like potluck people bringing in the things that they want in general. Or sometimes we
Next
have
time,
like,
if you guys are having pupusas this season, shoot us an email. Send a DM. Be like, "Hey, yo, Mario knows." Like,
yeah, toda la
he'll
plancha,
send
you know,
me.
the curtido, the salsa, everything.
Yes, I could probably eat like a bucket of curtido. Anytime he goes to see his mom, and he'll send me pictures if she's making them, and I'm like, hello, please bring me some.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we're so Mosaic. We take pride in being a very diverse supporter group. We have people from all backgrounds, lots of different ethnicities, identities, and we love that. Little by little, we've been growing a little more, and I think one of the main things from us was just to provide inclusiveness to this, right? Representation across the board to have in the stands. And honestly, just bringing people out to support the women, and we're just so freaking excited for that. And
I
we've
feel
been
that.
seeing that happen. I would have never in my life have imagined to meet the group that I have met thanks to Mosaic and Angel City. So many deep rooted friendships now, so many women building each other up. The men helping the women build each other up, so supportive about spreading awareness about Angel City. And I gotta say, I won't label them like Mosaic men, but they have been so amazing, so supportive. Like a lot of them are like, "Oh, hey, look at this team!" We get hyped up. We just do our things, and it's been incredible to meet all these people across the board. We have educators, we have lawyers, we have social workers, we have just people across the board that are just part of this team and willing to come support and represent the community. And we're involved with the Pride Raisers. Try and focus a lot on our community too. We bring people out to the game. We made a very good connection with Magnolia High School last year. It was a group of girls that made CIF in their 70 years history. They won the
Wow.
championship.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a really big deal, and they came out, and we were so excited for them. Angel City gave them a big shout out. We've been like they just told us today they actually lost their round yesterday for this year, but they made it again. So we're super proud of them. They have a Latina Coach Eliza over there handling business. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of AFTA as well. We've partnered with them. They came out to a game. They brought in a family that hadn't been to the games yet, and so it's just cool. We do with the Pride Raisers too every month with all the supporter groups. We get together and we do our fundraisers, and so it makes me really happy. It makes me happy that we're able to be a part of that, and it's just been a whole new world for me. So I want everybody to feel what I feel. So anytime we're going,
that's awesome.
Last year I think was one of the biggest things. We did a lot of watch parties because of the World Cup. So we got to meet so many different people at these watch parties, and everybody's just, hey, I became an Angel City fan because like I just happened to see a commercial on TV, or somebody was like, hey, I just happened to see that one social media post, and now here we are, right?
I love
so
it.
It's like these little stories that you hear, and then you find out like how. And there's this one, like one of our members as well. His name is Shuji. If you listen to this, what up? I met him in Portland, and I was eating some biscuits. I had found like some biscuits at Portland. I flew before the game because I wanted to just hang out, and I was just hanging out, seeing biscuits. And then you know me, I can't see colors, but I saw those wings, and I saw that Angel City crest, and I was like, no, I was like, there's an Angel City person coming over here. What a coincidence, right? So I was like, oh, Angel City. And now we're like really good friends, and he comes out to the tailgates, and he's a really big part of our group. But it was just
awesome.
Like those little moments that I absolutely love, and I hope that more people are having them out there in general. But yeah, I'm very proud of Mosaic. The 1781 for us stands for when Los Angeles was founded as a city in general.
I was wondering if that's what it was.
Yeah, like our goal was just like to unite like all these different ethnicities, cultures, religion, people from all kind of backgrounds, and then just fight that status quo. And we're committed to the empowerment of like all women, anywhere, everywhere, and soccer, and being out there just representing. We are not shy at all. It's been a blast. Yeah, it's been a blast.
So
I hope I answered the question. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say if you're listening and you want to join Mosaic, ideally you're a woman, ideally you like soccer, and you're cool, and you want to hang out with cool people. It just seems like you guys are a vibe. Just come hang out, come join the party. Yeah.
Honestly, like no
But
pressure.
there are
And no,
men.
it's not. Yeah, there are a lot of men, women, children. Everybody is welcome. Honestly, we're just like we've had a few people that are like we know nothing about soccer, and you're like, you know what? We're learning with you. We're like, let's go.
That's exactly
the whole
what.
reason.
That's exactly why we started this podcast.
They're like, Ruby, they're like, what's a 9? What's a 10? And I was like, I will let you know once I find out.
Tell them, listen to Casual FC. They did a 3-part series on like soccer terms. And like we did Angel City Chicks is another podcast. And we did a 3-part like section of like basic soccer terms, mid-level, and then VAR. And like we explained the hard stuff.
No, but honestly, we are a very good mixture of, we have some of those that like have the statistics, previous team, all that stuff. And we go down to the person that has just come to like their first game, knowing nothing about soccer, like within last year. And we are okay with that. We're just like, hey, we just want you to come out. If you tell us you're coming out for the first time, we find you a buddy. We will give you a tailgate buddy. And we pair you with this tailgate buddy so you don't feel uncomfortable and you don't feel lonely. You know, because
dope.
I always think about this. Yeah, and then I thought too, one of the reasons, okay, so me, I'm loud, right? I'm very loud. I'm in the capo box now in our section, in section 103.
For anybody who's listening that doesn't know, capo means the person at the front basically leading the chants, leading the entire Fortaleza and getting them going. So when you hear that whole north end screaming,
going
shouting,
nuts,
going nuts with the drums. Ruby here is one of the people basically directing it. And they're spread out throughout the entirety of that width.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. There's 6 of us. There's 1, 2, 4, 6. There's 8 of us at any given time.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So all the people that you would see when you look over there, there's a little stand. Those are the capos, and Ruby's one of them.
Yeah, like I am. A lot of people laugh about that, like an extroverted introvert. So I'm okay if you're not like massively paying attention to me, but when I know you're doing that, I'm like, ee. So like when they were like, "Hey, come be a capo," I was just like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, just jump in there, you'll be fine." And I was just like, and I remember Alondra, who was our president, she's like, "I'll take you up there." She even hung out like on the rails on my first like capo game. And she was like,
"She's your buddy."
She's like, "You all right?" And I remember I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Sure." She actually reminded me recently. She told me, Alondra, what up, Alondra? She was like, "Do you remember how shy you were in the beginning?" And I was like, "Me shy? Like when?" That's what people were like, "You shy?" And then I remember Angel City had a watch party, and I think it was for the national team too. And then when we were still in that group chat, it was just like, "Hey, we're gonna be here if anybody wants to join." So I went, and then I met up with them. And I remember texting her, "Hey, I'm here." And she didn't see my message for the 15, 20 minutes. And I was just so awkward. And it was like all the Angel City people there. And I was like, I really want to stay, but I also felt really awkward. And I waited. And then it was not on her, right? She just missed the message and there's a lot going on. So I ended up leaving, right? Because I was just like uncomfortable. And then after that, I joined all the other stuff. But I can imagine I would hate for anybody to like, just in general, when you're trying something new and it's just you alone, it feels like so big. So then for me, it's just, no, come hang out with us. Even if you don't drink, right? I personally don't drink that much. I'll do it every now and then. But I was like, if you don't drink, if you just literally want to sit in a chair and just watch us all goof off or do stupid things, go ahead. You want to watch people karaoke to Taylor Swift? Go ahead. Like you you just want to, we'll assign you a buddy so you don't get lost and you know where to go and you can hang out with us. And then we're like, just come in here. So I just think it's been so awesome. And we have people that show up every game. We have people that show up a few games, but everybody has their own lives going on. But when that game time comes, we're all just together. And it's a very beautiful thing. Yeah, it's been awesome to be a part of that. And now here we are. So I'm hoping that people are like, I want to have that whole full-blown experience. Go from being shy to meeting up at a watch party to literally like in La Fortaleza, like capo status.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Such an awesome experience. It's absolutely amazing. I don't even know how to describe it.
I can see it on your face. Like you're just so happy talking about it.
Oh yeah. It gives me the chill. Even like going back, I'm like, we're gonna fuck this shit up. Like we're gonna do it. I was like, we're gonna get this. Well, so I'm like, what bang? What San Diego? What Utah? What you talking about? Yeah, you guys are the new kids in the block, but we're the OGs. So.
We are now the OGs.
We're now the OGs. Yeah, honestly.
It's like when your older sibling, just by a year or something, be like, no, you got to listen to me. Listen to your elders.
Yeah. Sorry if I rambled. My bad.
No, you're good.
The passion is there, and we can see it from you. And I think that's what makes all of this fun and all of this amazing, is the vast differences in experience that people have, yet they're all enjoying the same thing, right? They're all, like you said, I feel you, the introverted extrovert. Yeah, I think all of us here are on the same boat on that. But we can all enjoy the same event at different levels. And sometimes it's just about finding what your level is, right? And what your vibe is going to be, essentially, and have a blast with it.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm the worst at networking, because I'll go to a work thing and be like, I don't want to talk to anybody. But you get me with a bunch of people that like I'm comfortable with, so a bunch of Angel City fans or something like that. At least we have
we're gonna vibe.
We're gonna vibe, right?
So, yeah, we're gonna have fun.
Oh yeah, no. So I just like, it's funny when you bring that up, because I'm going, now that we know like individual people, we know the ones that like to sit up at the top of the stands of La Fortaleza, and then we have the ones that are like having at it at the ref, and then we have the ones that are like, what just happened? We have the other ones that are just like, they're like, don't mind me, we're here for our snacks and our drinks.
You know which one's not going to have a voice by the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just funny because we all respect each other, and then we make jokes about it. We'll like poke jokes at each other and things like that, but everybody knows it comes from a good place. We're like, oh yeah, so and so was watching this from up there, sipping their beer, like we know. And then we're like, oh, somebody over here is gonna duke it out with the ref today, like we already know. So, but yeah, it's been honestly so amazing, like so many different personalities, and I laugh at that all the time because I would have never expected to be here and feel so passionate about this team in general, and much less be such a big part of like the supporter group. And I wouldn't be here if all the people there didn't give me the opportunity, like our leadership. And everybody builds up themselves up. So like when these opportunities come up, everybody's like just so encouraging and so positive. And it's like, hey, if this is something new, it's okay. Come try it out. Put yourself out there. If you don't like it, cool. If you don't, then it is what it is. But it's been pretty awesome to have such a positive environment. Something feels so passionate, especially for our community. I know it's very soccer based, right? We're out there.
Yeah.
We're taking care of business, supporting different things. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. You have such a great attitude and everything with like where you guys are coming from, how you guys support and all of that. What would you say is your favorite? So we talked about pre-ACFC favorite soccer memory. Yeah. What's your favorite soccer memory since ACFC has started? And the way we've been framing this question too is like the supporters groups at times get really cool access to the team, right? Because you guys are so
we do.
You guys they're so connected with the team, still independent, but you're so connected with the team and the team knows that you're there. Mm-hmm. And so has there been a cool memory that you've had with the team outside of the stadium, with the team in game? Are you still mad about that June Endo goal that got taken back?
Oh, don't fucking bring that shit in. Okay, sorry. Let me tell you, I get so furious thinking about that game because I was like, you're kidding me? Like, we could have had the same person and the same home opener a year later, 2 times, score a goal, and you take it away because that defender tripped on her. Like, whoever was tripped on herself. Mm-hmm. I almost had a cow. I had a cow. And
I think every time that comes up, somebody like just steam starts shooting out of your ears. Like you have hair that's flames. Everybody gets so mad. Like, how dare they? And then not review it. I can't.
Yeah, it's a memory that I'm upset about, but I know that it's the collective memory that everybody has. Yeah. So besides that one, we're talking about
these
favorite.
Are good memories.
Yeah, the good ones.
That one. I'm trying to think. I could generally say that I've had so many different moments. There were so much in different days. I can't remember like a specific one. I'm generally trying to think. Does it have to be one specific one?
No.
Memory.
So what are your favorite memories?
Memories here, so it doesn't matter.
Memories. I'm trying to think. I'll tell you one that it's heartbreaking for me, but it's one of the ones that. So we went to the playoff game in Seattle, right? After having a 5-goal game. Right?
Yeah.
Like we won. I remember we were in the Capo box. I was in the Capo box and we were waiting because you know how all the standings are still coming in because of like it was so crazy, right? Everything was so tight.
Oh yeah.
And then our Angel City girls just went absolutely crazy. And I remember just kept looking out to the crowd, and it was funny because I told them, they were actually telling me, like, all our members, they were like, Ruby, they were like, oh, we just moved into like 5th place. They're like, we just moved it. And they went to flash their phones at us, and we were like trying to chat and trying to stay alive because it was so hot that day. And we were trying to like lead the chants, and the sun was like insane, and then the team was going insane, so we were cheering. There was smoke going up our nose, like all this stuff. We're just trying not to pass out, right? So I remember that news coming in, and then they were like, we were waiting, and then the clock was about to go out, and we were like, I remember looking over to them, and all of a sudden you just see everybody like they're pointing at the phone, and they're like, we're in. They're like, and I was like, I'm like, are we in? And they're like, yeah. Like they're just going crazy. Like, we're in. And I remember, and then they go right after that. The news comes in that it's gonna be on a Friday, right? Yeah. It was the game on a Friday, and all of us were like, well, damn, there goes work. You know what I do? But what did I do? I booked a flight. I called out of work.
Really sick that day, and I also had a prior commitment.
Yeah, I got that time off. I got that flight. My heart was pounding the entire time we were over there. We met up with just a bunch of different like supporter group people out there. We were having a blast. We get to that. We march into the game. It was cool. It was such Angel City hosted like that pre-game watch party. So we got together. Were any of you there for Seattle?
No, we didn't go.
I didn't
I was
go.
at 33 Taps in Culver City, and it was insane.
Yeah.
It was
no,
bonkers.
So they had the area. They gave out like the rally towels. So we all met there. Like the supporter groups have gotten together, and we were like, we're gonna march from here into the game. Everybody come ready. So we went together, and we were all like, we were just so amped up. And then getting into there, then everybody broke away, right? It's because like all the people that were sitting like in different areas, and it was just like us in the supporter groups, and we were there. And we were just, I can't tell you if that energy is so unmatched, right? It's like a whole different world. And you're walking around like all the players, and I'm just like, I don't care about you. I care about our people. And then Joy Fawcett joined us in that. I have a picture with her, and we have a video. It was her and her husband, and she was just in there like, drumming with us and like cheering. And we were hanging on. We were doing so good. We were trying to chant, and everybody kept telling us like in the Slack as we're trying to be so loud, and we're a smaller group on the other side, right? But like even in our Slack, people were like, "We can hear you on the broadcast.
Yeah.
You're doing so good. Keep going." I remember I would read that, and I'd be like, "Guys," I was like, "You guys." I was like, hey, they're hearing us. And then
with whatever voice you have left.
Yeah, funny story too. I hope you guys know, but Mosaic, we have the pink bandana flag, so it's like our signature thing, we feel like. So I was very upset when we couldn't take the big one in, so we snuck in the little one. We put it on like poles from like the hotel room. Like we just took off like we took off the hangers that have the little metal the little rod at the bottom,
the little wood rod.
So we took it on, and then one of our I'm saying too much. Point is, we got into the game, right? We got into the game. I was able to fly that flag, and for me it was just like, this flag needs to be seen. Like I just need to have it there, even if like they take it away, we just want to have it for a little bit. But we were just in that mood. It felt like a home game. Like everybody's just so excited. We're doing this, and then that 88th minute hits, and that punch to the gut. But I think this was a moment I genuinely, like, when that happened, I just felt like my stomach, like everything, like it was just so painful. And it was the weirdest thing, but I think that was the night that I genuinely goes like the love and passion for the team. I already knew I had it, but when I felt like when I felt that loss, like when that final whistle hit, I was just like, I'm really feeling this. And then one of our friends came over. Her name is Paloma. She's like, Ruby, are you okay? And I was like, can you just give me a hug? And I remember I hugged her, and I was looking out at the players, and they looked so sad. And they were coming over to us on the field, and they were waving at us, and they were like thanking us. But it was just so much sadness, and I can still feel it now. Like I was genuinely like so sad. And then she, like, when I asked her for that hug, I just laid there. And I remember like when I looked up, I was like, why is like my face wet? So I was like even crying. Like that's how much it was. Like that was just such a big memory. But it was a sad one, but it was the one where I had that realization, like, oh my God, like this is genuine love. Like those diehard people that are like out there. This is what I'm feeling right now. I'm assuming that they feel.
Yeah. What's the quote about soccer, or like soccer or football? It's like the best, worst time you're going to have.
Yeah.
And then they came over, and then we were still cheering for them. Like we never stopped. We kept going, and we said our goodbyes, and we said all of that. But I remember just like, even after that, like I had to sit down and just go, that really happened. It was so sad. It was very disappointing, but not in a bad way. Like they duked it out. They tried their best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a good game. Yeah. Just
it was so
good. So good. Yeah.
We had an undetweeted counter where Tweed went undefeated for 11. So we're like, we're undetweeted.
Yeah.
And then we lost one, but then we brought it back, and then we're like, you know what? We're going to go undetweeted all the way to the championship. And then,
and then we didn't. But that doesn't mean we can't this year.
It's just that. And then I think like for us, like you mentioned, Angel City, like our supporting group liaisons, and then just like the office has done we've had to work out quirks, but for the most part, they've done such a good job of allowing us to get to know the team on a very real level, not only like on the field, but just as individuals. And I think that's always been very important to us. It's not always just what you put on the field and what you are soccer wise. It's more like who you are as an individual and how you resonate with us and what you do with the community. And like genuinely, like we want them to be happy. I'm like, happy angel, happy life, happy wife, whatever, all that stuff. But no, happy angel, like happy life. That's what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I've had a bunch of these little experiences, like even in Chicago. We went to Chicago that first year. We were already out of the playoffs, right? I think we had to make 17 goals.
Yeah, we had to score so many goals.
we went to Chicago, and I think we lost that game too, but it was my first away trip with them. And I won't tell you how, but we got to see like the players by the when they were loading the bus, and we were super respectful. I'll tell you that much. Like, we're very respectful supporter groups. Like, we do our very best. We will try to be. We try our best not to be intrusive and respect their personal stuff and everything. But we got to see a few of them, and it was Danny, Therese, MZ. Like, everybody was just coming out, and they were all just saying hi. And I remember Cappy was out there, and then Tede was out there at that time. I'm trying to think of everybody else, but a few of them just stayed with us for a bit. And I remember I asked Neviana, I was like, are you okay? Because she genuinely just looked like, she's, I'm sad. And I said, I was like, why? Like, why? She's like, we want to do better. She's like, I want to do better. And then I'm just like, that kind of stuff just like sticks with me. And then as you see them develop and grow and just kick ass out there. And then we see them right at the game. I'm in the capo box and I see you all the time, but you bet your ass I'm still going to get down and I'm going to try and sit and talk to you as you're making your way around the field. So we're like, hey, are you excited about playoffs? And then they'll tell us personal stuff. And even Cappy's amazing. Cappy, I've had a few instances with her where she's, don't I know you? And I was like, yeah, you do. I was like, you do.
You do now.
I was like, you do. So it's cool because like those interactions we get to have with those players, they'll point out like certain, just like the smallest things. And that makes me happy because it's not all soccer stuff. It's just like, we know you guys as individuals. So like Mosaic, we're really big on giving. Yeah, we're really big on giving our players snacks. So we do like the Hawaiian rolls with Simone.
Oh, yeah.
Jazz. I messed up Jazz because she asked for Twizzlers and I gave her something else. But I got you, Jazz. I'll fix that this year.
You got a Red Vines? Did you get Red Vines?
Yeah. I was messed up on that. I don't know how I did that. That was so bad.
Well, I will say I'm more of a Red Vines person than Twizzlers, but still, they're not the
same.
And
they are a regional thing. Like, she's from back east, and that's where the Twizzler people live. I'm dating a Twizzler person. It's weird.
And then when Scarlett came, we were so excited about Scarlett. And I remember one of the first things I asked her, I was like, what's your snack? And she's like, I like pickles. And I was like, all right, we're going to get you pickles, girl. So we got her pickles. And there's just all these little things that maybe aren't like the biggest things that you could think of, like super memorable. But I feel like they're like, those are the little important ones that some people don't realize. And we get to see that and we get to experience those. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes them, like I said, it makes them real people. And like it reminds everybody else that like, yes, they're athletes, yes, they do this incredible thing for 2/3 of the year basically for us and for themselves, but we're spectators. But it's like they're just regular people who just have a really cool job, and they like pickles and they like Twizzlers but not Red Vines because she grew up back east, like that kind of thing. And it makes them so normal. And so I don't know, just like it's the kind of thing I look at some of our players and I'm like, do you want to grab pizza after the game? Do you want to go to this taco spot and hang out? Do you want to like?
And I feel like they would, but at the same time, we're like, we don't want to cross that line where we're like, you, but we just genuinely love you so much, we would do that.
I feel like we would be really good friends.
Although if you do, there's 75 other people that want to come too.
Yeah, no thanks though. No, that's between Yeah. No, but like I think
that's a secret.
Just had. I remember last year too for the jersey release, we got invited some of the members of the supporter groups to be with the team. And then I remember the players just came out. Some of them were like Didi was playing, what is it that you throw the little beanbag onto that? I forgot what you call that.
Cornhole?
There you go. Sorry, there's a specific one. And then they're just kind of hanging out there. They're dancing with us. They're in the group and everybody's just so respectful. I hope that they know that we care that much, but it's just such a good vibe across the board. And they're just also real, so down to earth. Their energy is unmatched. And they all have like their own little quirks and we think it's hilarious and we love it and we feed off of it. I always say, I laugh at it, that I'm like, I would want to know what you eat for lunch like every day. I'm that kind of person. What'd you have for lunch today? Because we just want to know. So yeah, I'm a little crazy, but we're genuinely like very, what you guys need from us, we're here. It's like genuine love. Like it's not all about soccer.
That's awesome. So what would you, if you had to give some quick advice to a casual fan that wants to find out more about the supporters groups and find out more about Mosaic, like what would you tell them?
Honestly, if you're on social media, check out the social media. I feel like social media tells a lot about us, right? Like our energy and our personality. Come out to the tailgates if you want. If you're uncomfortable, you could also privately message us. You could just say, hey, I need a tailgate buddy. We'll get you a tailgate buddy. But one of the things I always encourage is everybody's like, hey, I don't know a lot about soccer. I don't know a lot about this. But just come check it out. Give it a chance, right? And I would say every different person has a different vibe. There's different supporter groups for a reason. We all have one common goal, but everybody's very different, right? Which is fine. But go check everybody out. See like what your vibe is, right? And then come back with us. We want to have those games.
And you know what? If they don't really know much about soccer, just send them over to our podcast. That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
we'll send them over to you guys. And we're just like, hey, if you don't know soccer, you'll learn as you go.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn, that's okay. You're still welcome either way.
Yeah, are you having fun? That's what matters.
Yeah. So it's just, I think like we've had, I know that this is probably going off, but we had people that showed up for the first time for that Pride match, that Pride game. And we went all out for that. We had a car stack display. I hope you guys saw that. We saw it all convert into, and Mosaic, we did the Pride flag. We switched the bigger one. Like our president did a big Pride flag and we still have it. And it's massive. It's like double the size of our usual one. But we had people genuinely say, they were like, we've never experienced like something at this level that just feels so inclusive.
Yeah.
So I want those casual people out there to know, like, this is where we come to be different, and it's okay to be your true selves without feeling judged, feeling comfortable, and just being yourself. And you're gonna be in a positive, safe environment where you're honestly just welcome and you're able to just grow. You do you, and you're absolutely welcome to do it whatever way you want. So I hope people know that, honestly.
That's fantastic. So I think that, does Mosaic have any events coming up, or do you guys have any like things preseason or just getting ready for kickoff?
Preseason, I hope they don't kill me because I'm probably thinking off the top of my head. We don't as of now. We are gonna have soon as the new season comes up. We're thinking like new merch and like all that kind of stuff. So we'll be putting that up on like our social medias. In general, I don't think we have anything specifically set before the game, but it's coming up to that home opener, and we'll definitely be there at the tailgates. But if anything comes up, like anybody's free to look at our social media. That's where you probably will get the most info and up to date. We do have a member Slack too, so if anybody's interested, they could always just go into the Instagram and message us, and we can add them to the Slack as well. Everybody's welcome. I usually like having people go, introduce yourself, so tell us a little bit about yourself. So we have like little member introductions, but we don't have any massive or anything big set up. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, but not as of yet. Yeah.
I feel like most of the supporter groups right now, it's okay. Now we have the schedule. Now we have to figure everything out. We'll see with the home opener. Like just hunker down. Yeah. Get your plans ready. Yeah.
And then we're still in touch through Slack. So most of us are still right now with all the new player signings and everything. We've all been like,
oh yeah.
And then also losing some players. We've also been trying to cope together. But for the most part, we're still in contact. We're just not doing like any huge events or anything like that as of now.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry if I rambled. My bad.
No apologies. You're just being yourself, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
All right, Ruby, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about Mosaic 1781.
Yes,
I can't wait to see y'all at Tailgate. I will come get some pupusas or whatever other snacks you have.
Yes,
I'll bring stickers.
Yes, for sure. If you ever want to have a introverted, extroverted day, you have to experience that feel there, man. You just have to sit there or stand there. You gotta come one day at least.
Yeah,
maybe even just
one of the friends of the podcast, their daughter, who is like one of our favorite listeners, Josie, asked my girlfriend towards the end of the season, do you think we could go over to the supporter section one game? So I'm sure there will be a field trip from 227 over to the north end. So yeah,
we'll make it happen.
We're not gonna let you go by yourself just because it's a lot. There's a lot of people. We don't want you to get lost in the stadium. But she's like our adopted little sister at this point, and like little sister of the pod. I'm actually seeing their family tomorrow.
Okay, no, that's awesome. No, but you can talk about.
We'll make it over.
Group. You'll have to make it over to feel it. This is a whole different thing. No pressure. At your own time.
No pressure, but we'll be there.
Come over here. Yeah, we go home, and after the games, like in the couple boxes, we have. Don't put this in here. Well, whatever. But we blow our noses out. We get like pink smoke.
Oh yeah.
We're like, I want you to be at that level at least one day. Smoke everywhere. Your clothes smelling like smoke. Maybe beer on you. Micheladas after we score. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna say, nah. But definitely come over. Come out to our tailgates too. It's good to meet people.
We'll definitely come by during tailgates. We'll drop off some podcast stickers, grab some merch from you guys. Sure. Like there's such a special place for supporter groups. like in my heart. And with doing this podcast, that was a big thing we wanted to do. Like after we finished last season, what are we going to do between now and when we kick off? And I was like, we got to do supporter group stuff. It's so important. Like we're part of supporter groups, but it doesn't, like for the podcast, it doesn't matter. I just want everyone to get the same megaphone to talk about your group of people. And that's the important part, is building the community and growing the community. And this is our team, but this is also our city. And it's such a big city. And by connecting all these people, we make it smaller. Like you're in West Adams. I work in like Hyde Park down the street. Like I'm over there off Crenshaw. Cool. I live in Inglewood on the other side of SoFi. So we are basically neighbors at this point.
I work right off of Lamert Park. So
he works, so you guys know where. We worked up Crenshaw from each other. It's crazy. And we didn't know until we started doing this.
No, that's awesome. No, like Mosaic, right? Mosaic of individual people, just a bunch of different things coming together, you know? So
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and thank you guys for the opportunity. It was a blast talking to you guys, just goofing off. You know, like I can feel like all of us have our own passion, and it's good. It's amazing to know. This is how we meet. Like the Angel City community brings all this together. I would have never known that you guys were on the other side of the stands, or that you live and work close by. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So thank you so much. I had fun. I hope you guys did too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we had a blast. Thank you for coming. Check out Mosaic on their Instagram at Mosaic1781. So that's 1781 on Instagram. That's probably going to be the best way to get to y'all, right?
We have Twitter too. And hopefully we will be on the Angel City webpage too. Has all the info on the support groups as well.
Since they redesigned and it needs more redesign.
Oh, but okay, never mind. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's not that. It's definitely growing. It's different than it was the other day. So something's happening in that.
Hopefully it'll be there.
Yeah. All right. So if you had fun listening to the three of us and you want to hear more of the shenanigans that Mario and I like to bring together, make sure you hit subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever the heck else you use to listen to your podcast. Mario clicks all the buttons when we go to upload, so it's everywhere. I don't even know. So if you can't find us based on that, go to casualfc.com for all of our podcast links. There are now links to merch. You can send us other women's sport or women's soccer podcasts, women's sports really at this point. I'm just like, throw everybody in there. We have built a page to support other shows and like really get the word out there. We have merch to go along with that as well as our own. So check that out. You can follow us on social media at Casual FC Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. We're also starting building things over on YouTube. So we're everywhere on the internet. If you search Casual FC Podcast, you'll find us. And make sure you tell a friend about the podcast. We're getting closer to the season. We're recording this just about a month out. It's going to be released like 3 weeks out. So like we got to start building up this piggy bank of good luck for the team so we can deposit that into their BMO like vault of ACFC good luck. So if you tell someone about the team or about the podcast, it brings us good luck. We pass it on to the team and keep that going. And if you feel so inclined and you'd like to help support the podcast, you can buy us a coffee. Check out a link on our socials or go to buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod. With that said, we'll see you soon. Have a good one.